Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. Now, after listening to a session, parliamentary session, where Nancy GATHUNGU, the Auditor General, was invited to shed light on some of the accusations on her department, I've managed to point out one thing, that indeed there are other accounting officers in government departments that are deliberately sabotaging the audit process.
We do what we call the in-year audits, and sometimes because of budgetary problems we are doing in-year when the year is almost finished. The thing is, because of the short timeline that we have been lobbying the entities not to wait until 30th of September, because as I keep saying, the Public Finance Management Act has done the Auditor General a disservice by taking 3 months of the audit period and giving it to the entity to. So
there's one instance where Nancy GATHUNGU talks about a deadline, and this deadline, you find that an accounting officer presents document at around 11:30 p.m. when it's almost midnight. And most of that reason is because they want to derail the process or sabotage that process, or make sure that the Auditor General, the team of the Auditor General, finds very little time to go through these documents, because the Auditor General has been complaining to the Public Finance Management that the time allocated to do the audit is not enough, because based on the numbers, they have like 12,000 clients. You know, these are actually government entities that need audit. Now, this 12,000 must be done in around, if I'm not wrong, 3 months. So she has been complaining that there is a deliberate attempt to sabotage the audit process. So I'd like to take you through an interview where Nancy GATHUNGU is laying bare these statements in front of the MPs, so that they can get to understand what is actually happening. But before you do that, please like this video. It's so important if you like this video. I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you've not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Now, Nancy GATHUNGU could have reacted to what Morara Kibaso has been saying, because I remember in the latest video we shared regarding what Morara Kibaso exposed, he pointed out the fact that these details the Auditor General has not been unveiling. And based on the statement from Morara Kibaso, he was literally trying to say that there is a deliberate attempt to, according to that is Morara Kibaso, that there's a deliberate attempt to protect some of these ghost projects, some of these white elephant projects, some of these unfinished projects which have fully been paid for. So I think from this reaction of Nancy GATHUNGU, personally I think she must have reacted to those kind of statements, because there's a lot of blames on her office. But again, Nancy GATHUNGU talks about the fact that certain accounting officers are not cooperating with her department. She is actually the watchdog. She's the one who identifies whether money has been spent prudently, money has been spent according to the expectations, and the projects that this money was spent on are actually legit projects. So those are some of the things which Nancy GATHUNGU is responsible for. But based on this, the video that I'll share with you, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that that is not what is happening. So maybe we can, in a nutshell, say maybe the accusations on her by Morara Kibaso, were they misplaced? No, we can't say the accusations were misplaced. The accusations were actually well intended and to the right person, but it's up to the right person to also offer a feedback. So this kind of feedback that Nancy GATHUNGU has issued, I think is solving the problem that Morara Kibaso unleashed, the problem of Nancy GATHUNGU not disclosing everything. Pay attention to this video that I'm sharing regarding the statement that Nancy GATHUNGU released. So just watch this video.
Talk about this where the client comes, whether governor or chief officer or administrator, and the auditor is on one side, and you're there as the arbitrator or the judge, and you're judging based on the report that the auditor has submitted, and the client is also defending themselves. So they want to defend themselves with a lot of documentation at that point in time. And I keep going back to my position that I audit at a certain point in time, and my report is issued at a certain date. So beyond that date, anything that comes after that, I'm not going to reopen the audit unless now when you call us and you tell us, please avail the all outstanding documents or issues, then because we don't want to appear here and start fighting, we look at some of these issues. The audit process is clear, and as I indicated earlier, I am also holding high-level meetings. I've even scheduled one for towards the end of this month, where we call all accounting officers, be it PSs, be it chief officers, be it administrators of schools, TVETs, be it CEOs of state corporations, and we go through a sensitization process. And I tell them the audit for 2024 is starting. And I want to comment on what Olekina has said about auditors asking for financial statements early. We do what we call the in-year audits. And sometimes because of budgetary problems, we are doing in-year when the year is almost finished. And this is what we used to refer to as a systems audit or the compliance audit. And the other thing is, because of the short timeline that we have been lobbying the entities not to wait until 30th of September, because as I keep saying, the Public Finance Management Act has done the Auditor General a disservice by taking 3 months of the audit period and giving it to the entity to do. So that if we can start the audits even before October, because the way the law is, the Public Finance Management Act is that the auditor cannot start audit until 1st of October, which is wrong, because it means I only have 3 months for the 12,000 clients, and have always admitted that it is a tall order. And that's why I've been pushing for amendment to the Public Finance Management Act to claw back 1 month in advance, so that I get the whole of September, and if possible, the whole of August to do the audit. So when the governors or other people complain that we are requesting, it's lobbying. It is where we have an agreement with my fellow purpose plan to look at risk management, because that's where now we start doing our risk assessments and ranking, so that by the time we get the final financial statements as at 30th, if you're going to bring us at 30th, we have substantively covered most of the issues, and the audit will be done as efficiently as possible. And some entities have been giving us financial statements even by end of July, and we have issued certificates. Some of these state corporations have issued certificates dated July, have issued certificates dated August. But the majority decide that the Public Finance Management Act, the by 30th of September is not by, but it is on 30th of September. And Honorable Chair, I have to put a team to spend the night there up to midnight. There are people bringing financial statements for audit at 11:30 in the night and saying that they have met the deadline of 30th of September. So maybe those are the ones I will start indicating in my audit reports that they are not cooperating. So the audit process, we start with a letter of understanding. And that letter of understanding explains the process that we shall take and the milestone, and it is attached to it is the documentation required. Of course, we know that if there is clarification during the execution phase, you might ask for another document to support something you initially requested. But it lists, and even if it did not list, an accounting officer knows that their roles and responsibility in their appointment or deployment letter requires that they prepare for audit, and they keep all records that are there. So that letter of understanding now is, after that is when we have the entry meeting. And this is now where we can go through the letter, where we ask the client, clarify any issues, tell us any other issue that is specific to you, you want us to pay attention to bring before Parliament or to bring before other authorities that will help you work better. And if there are other issues that subsequent to the letter of understanding, we discuss. It's almost like, it's an entry meeting, but it's almost like a workshop, because we also take them through the audit process again. And the milestone, we are getting into the field from, the entry meeting is actually the first day. of field work. So by tomorrow, now give us the documentation, show us where we are sitting. This should have been done earlier. And we'll be giving you queries as they arise and you respond. So that is a back and forth phase of the audit. Then we have the exit meeting, clearly documented that we shall have the exit meeting on this date and we shall discuss the issues that are still outstanding. They are presented during the exit meeting and then we issue a management letter. Management letter has all the audit queries, all the issues that need explanation, which now they are given time to respond to. The Public Audit Act says we give them 14 days.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what Nancy Gathungu displayed there as statements that depict the challenges she faces in auditing. So I think based on that statement is actually everything she has said there are factual. Then I think this is an address to Morara Kebaso when he can actually use that information to, again, make some other reaction on other projects. So if that is the case, that the Auditor General is not supplied in time and there is a deliberate attempt to sabotage his work, her work, then it can simply mean one thing, that these agencies, these government agencies are really corrupt to the core as claimed by Kebaso. Because one reason, why would someone present a document at around 11:30? Because he wants to beat the deadline. Why not present it earlier? You are presenting it at around 11:30 so that the auditor does not have ample time to go through the querying process and probably so that the Auditor General cannot give a conclusive report that will aid in making certain decisions matters corruption. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to raise my case there, but perhaps if you're watching this video and have not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.